So this is the first time I've been into this colony this season. So we're just going to have a quick look. It looks very busy from the front. What we don't know is, of course, what she's like inside. So, veil on, get myself zipped up. Let's get the roof off, gently take the roof off, put it to one side. And as we can see down through the fondant, that the bees are very lively and up the top, which is lovely. So what they're doing is they're taking down lots of these solid stores. But looking at this, how busy they are, I think we can go over to liquid. In our orchards there's quite a bit of pollen coming in, as you may be able to see from the front. So these are our deep crown balls. We get to put an awful lot in this. So gently lift the roof off, and there we go, we see a beautiful crown ball down an angle on the roof, and gently spray them with some water. This time of year there's no need to use smoke. These haven't been disrupted for a long time. So I would normally position myself there, and I would put anything with bees on to the front. So it's the shortest distance for the bees to come back to the hive. So what we're going to do first is to lift out the dummy board. This is the piece that gives you space to work, which means you don't have to take all the frames out. You just gently move them to one side. Bearing in mind these have not been opened, so there's lots of propolis sticking these frames together, so be very gentle. What we do is hold the hive tool and push hard against it from the other side, as if you're pushing against yourself. That way it stops that horrible clicking noise which disrupts the bees too much. Okay, so something didn't get the idea of the water. Another spray. And what we do in the autumn is to set these hives up so that the brood comes from one side. So that's a nice frame of stores, and you can see where they've been eating away at the stores on that side. What we want to do, we'll keep this one out because we're going to do something in a minute. Put it to the front because it's got bees on it. Again, another one with stores, so I can move that across. So I was saying what we do in the autumn is we put all the stores next to all the brood. So move all the brood to one side of the box, and then we put all the stores next to it. So that the bees have only got one way to go to get their stores. So it's clearly this way. They've punished us for not having an extra frame in. The beauty about using this style of hive tool instead of the new blunt one is that this hook gets in nice and neatly on the end without having to turn and swivel it around in an area where you don't know what's happening. So this is looking really nice. It's it's lots of bees surrounded by stores, sealed stores, and nectar. You can see it glistening in the sun. Exactly what we like to see. So again, that goes over, it's got no brood on it. Be careful not to crush any bees, because that sends out an alarm pheromone and these bees will be in the air. We'll talk about this treatment later in the season. As you can see, lots of brood. You may not be able to see the eggs and larvae and other things that I can see, because these cameras aren't micro, or macro rather. Looking at the bees, they look healthy. There doesn't appear to be any wing damage, so no high loads of varroa. All in all, we're nice and healthy. So that's my first frame of brood. So we can mark that just with a little nip. You may be able to see more brood in this one, a lot more brood. I can get it closer to the cameras, try and pick up some signs of brood. And the same that camera. So we have sealed brood, we've got open brood, and we've got eggs. So we're very happy with this. It's got a small amount of pollen in it, so we need to do something about protein for it. But we will probably do both protein and carbohydrate. So protein is exactly the same as it is in our diet. Helps the bees. And I'm dreading taking this off. Maybe out to see the queen just there. Looks like last year's marked queen. Nice and light. Just underneath there, look. She's very happy. Not running around like a lunatic. Had we have smoked this, we would not been able to find her so easily. So for this inspection, we don't need to do very much. We know where the first frame of brood is. We know there's a queen. We've got the brood in all stages. Just going to double check that the brood is on the right side that I want it to be, which is there. So we've got some eggs in there, but she's filling up all the space she's got. Using the stores and the pollens from the other frames. So what we can do is to take one of these frames from here and put it between the stores and the brood area. This is to give them more space, because we're going to give them more food. So we're going to feed them with carbohydrate, and we're going to feed them with protein. Now we're going to purposely split one of these frames between the next frame, the next solid frame. There you go. Push them up tight. Back on the dummy board. Try and convince them to go back home, go back down rather. That's what we don't want to do, is crush them when we put the crown board back on. Now, when we put the crown board back on, it's got brace, and I don't believe we should take brace and things off this time of year. It doesn't serve any purpose at all. The bees are only going to put it back on again. So stop messing about with them, do what we come here to do, get in and out as quick as possible, and add on some syrup and some protein. So the syrup, It's going to be added on by putting it halfway across the box, the opening rather. Then the protein, we're going to cut a slit in it to one side, so we're going to get it to one side of the box. And there you go. So we take out the fondant away from the main part of the box, force it in so the bees can get out. There you go. Roof back on, very gently, only to excite them more than we need to. Place the brick on, job done. All we need to do now is make some notes. So we use our colony records, our inspection sheet, number it up with the name, fill out all the details, and we're away. And that's our first examination of this colony. There's 3 good frames of brood in there. It's got lots of stores. Looks like it's a keen queen from last year. One of our Italians, nice and light. Seems to be doing very well. Thank you.